So one of the person, he requested me to give some brief introduction about the complex EWM value added services process. So here I am going to give you some introduction. What is the value added services? If we listen this word value added services, that means we are going to add the value to the service to the particular product or material. Now suppose I will give you an example. Suppose this is my warehouse which holds only engine parts, bearings, aeroplane maintenance parts. This warehouse is responsible. This is a big warehouse who is the responsible to supply the only aeroplane maintenance parts like shockers, like some kind of bearings we use in the commercial flights. Okay. And the opposite side, we have the one of the company. They are the responsible for maintain the aeroplanes. They are the MP is the name of the big company. They do the maintenance of the aeroplanes. All the commercial flights, they do the servicing, they do the maintenance, they check everything, they do the maintenance of the like bearings or like shockers, like wheels, everything. Now, for an example, we have another vendor in the, I can say this is the other third party company. This company is responsible to supply all the materials which they require to the maintenance company, which they maintain the aeroplane. They supply to them. Okay, it's good. This is a real-time business scenario. Okay. Or this is the warehouse also responsible to provide supply the parts to the trucks. There is a big company. Big company which only deals with the truck parts like big bearings or axles, very heavy materials they have. Okay, metal materials, shockers, everything. So this is the warehouse. We have the two divisions, division A, division B. This holds all the aeroplane related parts like big size bearings, metal parts, everything. Another section we have, they holds the bearings, axles, springs, everything, small to big kind of material they supply to the truck company. So one company is there, they are responsible to servicing, maintenance the commercial flights. Another company is there, they are responsible to maintenance, servicing the trucks, big trucks, heavy trucks. And there is a middleware company who is the responsible to provide the material directly to the airplane company. Another company is there, TM. This provides the parts to the truck parts to here, to this customer. We are going to talk about value added services, which is a complex process in the EWM. Why we require the value added services? Okay, now suppose we have one vendor and supplier. Over here we have the two vendors. One vendor supplies the bearings and all the spring aeroplane related parts. Another vendor we have which supplies in the market trucks related parts like big bearings, or truck contains a lots of small to heavy size of springs, mud guards, or like pistons, head block, big size of blocks they provide. Okay, now so suppose this truck company require 3000 bearings, some specific size of bearings. So they give the order to this company TM. Okay, TM will approach to me, my warehouse. Okay, they approach to me. They say, okay, warehouse, we need actually 3000 of the this specific size of bearings to sell our customer. So they take like they buy and they sell, they take some percentage in between through they earn actually. Okay, they pick, they supply, through they earn. Okay, so then I will raise a request to this supplier, which is the truck they supply the parts. Okay, now, and in the same situation, this aeroplane company, for an example, required 3500, for an example, some kind of specific kind of bearings for to replace in the wheels, because maintenance would be very high, and because this is a commercial flight, so they want to change some bearings regularly. Okay, so there is a multiple specific company, they provide very famous company. I will not disclose the name, but just I will give you the example. In this situation, this TP company, which supplies the bearings or some kind of springs, new springs or some kind of to our aeroplane company. Okay, then aeroplane company said to them, okay, TP, we require 3500 bearing, this type of bearings, give us. Okay, then TP will approach to us warehouse, they requested, okay, we require 3000 this type of specific bearing to supply to sell to our customer, which are responsible to maintain the customer like commercial flights. So I will reach as a warehouse, I will reach to the supplier. Supplier means Vikreta in Hindi, or we can say it's the supplier or vendor. I will reach to vendor. I send the request to both of the vendors. I say them, I require 3500 bearings to supply to one of our customer. And also I reached to one of the another like vendor in the market, and I requested them to give the 3000 bearings we need to supply to our customer. We need to give to sell to our customer, supply or sale. Okay. Then what happens? Now come to the picture. Okay, in this situation, so see this side, left side here. So this vendor sent us bearing in a truck, raw bearings. Raw bearings are not proper maintained. They just manufacture, they put some normal kind of oil and they just send to the warehouses. So they send us all the, for an example, from 2 warehouses, in the two trucks we got 7500 bearings. It reached to my warehouse, which is the raw. Raw means there is nothing is there inside the bearing, just bearings. Dry bearings just came from the manufacturing side, or suppose this is a vendor, supplier is the manufacturer, or like mediator, intermediate. Okay, in this situation, what happens in my warehouse? What I will do in my warehouse, what I will do, I will just put this bearing as it is in the final storage type, final storage bins. For an example, this is the fast moving or any high rack storage type. I will put this bearing here. I place directly without doing anything, without doing any value added. So what happens when the rainy days come, when the rainy or like winter will come or rainy days will come, heavy rains, all these bearings will get automatically moisture, and through moisture all the bearings all the bearings will get the rust automatically. If you put any metal just on the open surface, automatically it attracts the rust. Okay, so why value added services came into the picture? In our warehouse, in the specific area, in the specific area, what we do actually, we provide some special kind of treatment to the bearings. Means we put here grease. Before putting the grease, we put oil, normal oil, for anti-friction oil. This is anti-friction oil. Then we put inside the grease. When we put the grease, then we put the oil seals top of it. Here we can see on this picture oil seals. This is a rubber oil seal, because some bearings, specific bearing which uses inside the engines, inside the mobile engines, they require some kind of specific kind of seals, oil seals, okay, or seals. This is the seal. So this seals protects to come at when this bearing going to run in a very fast. So because the grease will not come out automatically, because grease melts when it is going to some specific temperatures. So another thing. Also, we put some kind of a specific spray like anti-rust spray. Then we put this bearing inside the bin. The benefit is, when we treat this bearing or a specific material with some kind of special treatment, then we put inside the final bin, then this product. So what I did here, what we have done here, we implemented here value. After this treatment, this normal bearing cost will become more. So we can sell this bearing to the customer in a more high price. There is a drawback. If we direct put like bearing like without any treatment into the warehouse, this will get rust generally. Metal get automatically through moisture in the environment. So when we do the value added services, then we sell this bearing into the higher price to the customer. Then our customer also will be like happy. Customer satisfaction, first point. Second point, durability. If you put the bearing, if you put the oil, all this treatment, if you will give to the bearing, the cost will be more durable, right? So this is just brief introduction. So the implementation, how we do, how we process, this is just because one of a person asked. Just give some brief idea why we require this. So I am sharing here this, and like, subscribe for more knowledge, for more videos you will get. Or because 100% videos I don't put here, everything I can't put in publicly, but yes, as much as possible I put here. Thank you guys.